Already a premiership at Port Adelaide, mate.
Yeah, the 2020 cricket boys managed to get a win last night against a multicultural cricket club. So first bit of silverware for the year, and hopefully not the last. But got a quick shout out for Tommy Cleary, 58 not out of 48 balls. Nathan Bassett really solid with the bat, and then Ryan Burton, a few nice little off tweakers, 4 for 9. So handy contributions from those boys.
Saw a bit of your recovery yesterday, mate. Can you talk us through what Saturday will mean? A long journey back, obviously.
Yeah, look, firstly, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be playing on Saturday, but certainly looking to return to play over the next sort of week or two, which is really exciting. But yeah, it's been a long sort of 10 and a half months of rehab. I'm sure you guys saw it starts off at a really low level in terms of what you're capable of doing, and then you sort of gradually build up over that period. But I've had a tremendous amount of support with the sports science guys around me, and the other players who are just carrying on a bit in the background here, trying to, their support has been phenomenal all throughout this process, and I've got a great deal of confidence in my knee now that I can undertake any training drill, any game type situation, and get through no worries. So I can't wait for to finally run out, whether that be at the Magpies level or AFL level over the next couple of weeks.
Were you close to Saturday?
Yeah, I was really close. Just with these types of long-term injuries, things can sort of pop up from time to time, and just had to be managed a little bit over the last sort of week or two. But certainly the aim is to play either next week, if not round one.
Can you tell us about confidence, Hamish? A lot of people coming back from knee injuries. You see other people do knee injuries coming back from. How hard is it to get to the point where you're at?
Yeah, there's a lot. You do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know, I've spoken to a lot of people over the last year or so that have had the same injury, and a lot of them have done it at a lower level, sort of amateur level, and I guess the rehab processes that they go through aren't quite as thorough as the ones that we're fortunate enough to have around us and go through. So it does take a lot of confidence, I suppose, probably mentally more than anything, to be able to find your feet again out in the oval. But like I said, I've done a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes with the sports science guys to get me in a position where I'm really comfortable in my movements, my kicking, change of direction, jumping. Everything feels pretty well back to normal, which is great.
So you were hoping to play some part of this week's game originally. What has been the little setback?
Yeah, like I mentioned, just as is the case a lot of the time, these long-term sort of knee injuries, you get little things that bob up, and it's just more about management for my knee more than anything. Probably hasn't recovered as well as I would have liked from the training session sort of late last week, and that's just meant I've just had to pull things back slightly and prepare for next weekend's game.
So just a little bit of soreness, really?
Yeah, essentially. It has happened, not frequently, but from time to time throughout this whole process. It sort of gets a bit niggly and swollen from time to time, and that was just one of those things that sort of occurred last week.
So you still hope to play JLT?
Absolutely, yeah. Whether it's JLT 2 or because I imagine they'll probably want to get our full strength team out on the park next week, and whether I'm part of that or not, or whether they want me to play in the Magpies for just a half a game, we'll have to wait and see. But whatever the case may be, I'm just excited to play footy again.
Hamish, congratulations.
So round one's still the goal as well?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So round one's 3 or 4 weeks away. I'll do everything I can between now and then to play. Whether I do or not at AFL level remains to be seen, but I'll certainly look to be playing some form of footy round one in a few weeks' time.
Hamish, congratulations on the vice-captaincy. Amazing journey. You've gone from almost being traded for vice-captain and then to vice-captain again. Do you reflect on that?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind few years. Being vice-captain in 2015, and then sort of not having a great year, and then all of a sudden your head's on the chopping block a little bit. I sort of did a fair bit of reflecting back then as to what was really important for me, and being at this football club around the guys that I've played a lot of footy with over the last decade or so, and then having the support of my family and friends from outside the footy club was really significant. So made the decision to stay. Obviously had a bit of a positional change in that time as well, and I think, you know, from a personal point of view, I've focused more so in the last couple of years since potentially being traded on just really building the caring relationships that I've got with the playing group and the group of guys around me. So less about me and what I'm doing, having a bit more of a relaxed attitude about my footy in general, and then focusing on the importance of building really strong relationships with the guys around me. So seems to have held me in good stead, so nothing really changed between now and when I hang the boots up.
I feel like you've still got your best footy ahead of you. I think you're 27, 28?
Yeah, 28, so certainly no spring chicken anymore, but yeah, I gained a great deal of confidence out of the first 5 games from last season. You know, playing that positional move from the midfield to the half back has been really great for me. Been lucky enough to work with Nathan Bassett in the last couple of years, and now Brett Montgomery, and I feel that the things we've put in place this year are really going to suit me in that role as well. So I've got no doubt that my best footy is still ahead of me, which is yeah, I can't wait to sort of showcase when that time comes.
And we saw on the weekend when you were with not having a kick to yourself, a play with a leg like yours. Is that beautiful?
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of getting used to be honest. I sort of had a bit of a go at it at training a couple of weeks ago, and just, you know, subconsciously you see that line in front of you and you almost feel reluctant to cross it. You know, it's sort of a natural movement, I suppose. But yeah, being allowed to gain that extra 5 or 10 metres will be really beneficial, not for just me, but you know, Dan Houston and Ryan Burton, Tommy Jonas, Matty Broadbent, these guys with penetrating kicks, and for the rest of the competition, allows the ball to get up to the more open parts of the ground. And I think we saw a good couple of examples on the weekend of the ball just moving, you know, from the defensive goal square to the forward goal square really quickly, and probably more often than we've seen it in the past.
Would you like that role, the kick-in role, given the fact you do have a great leg?
Yeah.
You like to run?
Yeah, I dare say there'll be a bit of a race to pick up the balls from behind the goals between a few of us this year to try and you know, undertake that role. But yeah, like I say, we've got multiple options to do that, and I think there'll be more options available in terms of, you know, where we can kick the ball. I think last year we probably got sort of forced into kicking the ball long and to the flank a lot, but this year with the ground being a lot more open, some more options will open up. So look forward to experimenting a bit in that position.
As you touched on the vice captain, it must mean a lot. You must be pretty proud. There's only 3 in the group this year.
Yeah.
One of them. That's a massive tick for you.
I am very proud. Yeah, it's yeah, like I said, it's been an interesting sort of few years with the injury and stuff as well. So to be able to have that confidence in the playing group that I'm considered to be one of the main men sort of amongst this group of guys is fantastic, and to be working alongside 2 of my best mates here at the footy club in Tommy and Ollie is really significant for me. So we can't wait to see what unfolds this year and going forward.
Hamish, would you prefer a game at Maggie's, or would you feel comfortable going straight back to the AFL?
To be honest, Theo, I don't know that I'd have the match fitness to be able to get through a full game of AFL footy. You know, even no matter how much pre-season you do, no matter how many pre-season games you do play, you always find well, for me personally, I'm always cramping sort of, you know, halfway through the 3rd quarter in round 1 and 2 of the AFL season. So to come back off playing no matches straight into an AFL team, I don't know that it'd sit really comfortably with me. So I'd like to get a couple of full games, probably at Magpies level, to just gain that match fitness and then go into an AFL game from there.
So we're probably talking sort of around 5 or 6 sort of stuff?
I'd hope not that long, but yeah, we'll wait and see how things roll out. But I'd say, you know, within the first few rounds of the season, AFL season.
Maybe just with the knee, it's obviously, it seems like it's much a mental battle as it's been a physical battle. Yeah, but I just wondered what sort of been your main driver through that process.
Yeah, I've just still got a huge desire to be a really good AFL footballer, and I don't feel like I've reached the level that I want to reach consistently enough in my career so far, and that's a big driver for me. motivating other guys around me as well. Sam Hayes is coming off from knee reconstruction as well, so we've worked really closely for the last 8 or 9 months together. There's been plenty of guys in and out of rehab, particularly younger guys, so to motivate them to really work hard and be disciplined in their rehabilitation is something else that drives me as well. So they're a couple of the key things that have gotten me through. Yeah.
Thanks, Hamish.